Welcome to another week of Team Take Home Crafts. This week we are going to be making clay facial masks. We've provided enough ingredients for you to make 3 different types of masks. You can make only one of them or all 3 depending on what you prefer. We will be making a honey mud mask, which is best for dry and sensitive skin. That will use clay, honey, and warm water. An apple cider vinegar mud mask, best for normal to oily skin, which will use clay and apple cider vinegar. And an activated charcoal mud mask, which is best for oily or acne prone skin. And for that one we will use clay, activated charcoal, and warm water. We've provided almost everything you need today. The only things you'll need to provide for yourself are a bowl or cup of warm but not hot water and a tablespoon measure. If you do not have a tablespoon measure, just use about a large soup spoon and make sure to use the same size spoon for everything. We've provided enough clay for you to make all 3 masks if you measure it using the tablespoon measure. I have provided you bowls so you can mix your masks in the bowls, and then plastic bags so you can store them in the bags. But if you don't want the mess of mixing everything together in the bowl, another way you can do it is to just put all of the ingredients in your plastic bag, zip it up tightly, make sure to push all the air out, and mush all the ingredients together until they're completely mixed. We're going to start with our honey mud mask, and again, this one is for dry and sensitive skin. Be careful when you open your clay. It is very powdery, and if you don't open it carefully, it might get all over your table. For the honey mud mask, we are going to need 2 tablespoons of clay. You're going to scoop in, try to get about a level tablespoon, and put it in your bowl. And the second one, again, 2 tablespoons of clay. 1 tablespoon of honey. We've provided you exactly 1 tablespoon of honey, so you can just pour it straight into your bowl. If you're having trouble getting it out, you can use your mixing spoon to scoop. I'm going to use a separate spoon to mix each mask so it doesn't mix the masks together. But if you would like to use a reusable spoon and wash it in between, that you are more than welcome. And we're going to use 1 tablespoon of warm water. I got a bowl so I can dip my tablespoon measure into the bowl. Okay, and that's all you need for your honey mud mask. I'm just going to mix this together thoroughly until it's all combined. If it doesn't seem to have enough liquid to mix together thoroughly, feel free to add a little bit more water, a little bit at a time. You do want this mask to be a pretty darn thick consistency though. So you can mix all together thoroughly until everything is combined. You're going to be putting this on your skin in the long run, so it's okay to touch it. All of these masks are very gentle and non-toxic, but everybody's skin is different. So before you put any of these masks on your face, make sure to test it on a small piece of skin and leave it for a few minutes to see if you have any bad reactions. This looks a bit like cement. I'm going to add a tiny little bit more water to mine just to smooth it out a little bit. You may need to do this as well. I didn't put in an extra tablespoon, I just started with a very, very tiny little scoop of water. You can always add more water in, but you can't take water out. This will get a little bit messy. You may want to have paper towels next to you while you're working. And add a little bit more water. And again, if you don't want the mess of mixing this together and getting it on your hands, feel free to just pour all the ingredients directly into your Ziploc bag, seal it, and press around with your fingers until it's thoroughly mixed. I'm doing this in the bowls because I wanted you to be able to see what it looks like as I mix it. Okay, this is our honey mud mask. As you can see, it definitely does look like mud. We'll set that aside and test it a little bit later. Next, we're going to make our apple cider vinegar mud mask. And again, this is best for oily to normal skin. I'm going to need 2 tablespoons of clay, and 2 tablespoons of apple cider vinegar. We've only given you 2 tablespoons of apple cider vinegar, so you can pour it directly into your bowl. You're going to grab a new spoon or wash your spoon in between and begin to mix together. This one only has 2 ingredients. It's very simple. And you'll notice that your different masks will come out different consistencies. This one so far is much thinner and less sticky than the first mask. If you find that you prefer one texture to another, remember what I said. You can keep adding water until you reach the consistency you like. This one mixed up very, very quickly. It smells nice and vinegary. Okay, I'm going to set that one aside. We're moving on to our final mask. The activated charcoal mud mask is best for oily or acne-prone skin. This one includes activated charcoal, clay, and water. The activated charcoal is very messy and very, very fine powder, so make sure to open the lid very carefully. We only give you 1 tablespoon of this one, so you can pour it directly into your bowl. Make sure to pour carefully. We're also going to have you add 1 tablespoon of the clay. And you'll need 2 tablespoons of warm water. Okay, and then I'm going to mix together with my final spoon. And remember that while the activated charcoal is powdery, it's a very, very fine powder and it will get mess all over everything. So stir very carefully so that you don't get the activated charcoal all over your kitchen. And again, remember, you can add more water if you need to. Keep stirring until it's the consistency that you're looking for. Okay, we have 3 mud masks. We have the honey mud mask, best for dry and sensitive skin. The apple cider vinegar mud mask, best for normal to oily skin, and the activated charcoal mud mask, best for oily or acne-prone skin. Just to review, the honey mud mask has 2 tablespoons of clay, 1 tablespoon of honey, and 1 tablespoon of warm water. The apple cider vinegar mud mask has 2 tablespoons of clay and 2 tablespoons of apple cider vinegar. And the activated charcoal mud mask has 1 tablespoon of clay, 1 tablespoon of activated charcoal, and 2 tablespoons of warm water. As I said, you'll want to test all of these on a small patch of skin before you use them on your face, just to make sure that you don't have any bad reactions. I'm going to do that now. My honey mud mask is very thick. I might add more water to it before I use it on my face. There we go. I'm going to smooth a small area onto my arm. Next, I'm going to go into the apple cider vinegar mud mask. This one is a lot softer and a little bit foamy, probably from the acidity of the vinegar. And last, I'm going to test the activated charcoal mud mask. I'm going to leave these swatches on my arm for a little while and see how my arm reacts. I recommend you do the same. Enjoy your mud masks, and please let us know if you have any questions.